Born in a poor family, Cecil Charlton had emerged out of the dust of poverty and became a prominent figure in Jamaican political history. A man whose entire adult life exemplified ambition, hard work, resilience, and courage had left an indelible mark primarily across central Manchester, Jamaica. He was flamboyant, charming, organized, ambitious, caring, a people person, and an achiever. Driven by a strong passion for self-improvement, community development, and improvement in the lives of people he could reach, Cecil Charlton had pushed himself to the limit, establishing himself as a businessman, counselor, justice of the peace, association president, chairman of different boards and committees, family man, and had become one of the longest serving mayors in Jamaica. In this video, I document every important aspect of his fascinating life, from his birth, his parents, his career choices, his 2 marriages, his children, his achievements and awards, and his death, funeral, burial, and memorials. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. Cecil Charles Charlton was born on April 6, 1925 in Mandeville, Manchester. His father and mother were very poor but had 13 children, Cecil Charlton being the last child. Because his parents were poor, they were unable to keep all their 13 children in school, and so, just months before he was age 12, the young Cecil had to stop attending the Manchester Government School in Mandeville. Cecil Charlton's future at this point of his life looked unpromising. Living in a poor family and without formal education, Cecil Charlton's father encouraged him to learn a trade. And so the teenage Cecil put his focus on the occupation of plumbing, learning this trade in the company of a professional plumber on his day-to-day job. A quick learner, Cecil Charlton soon became a plumber in and around Mandeville. It is important at this point that we look at the 2 people who brought him into this world, his mother and his father. Cecil Charlton's mother was a woman named Laura Maud Palmer. She was born in 1886. On November 27, 1912, she got married at Wesley Mount Methodist Church in Manchester to a man called David Samuel Charlton. She was age 26 and he was age 30. Laura Maud Charlton worked as a seamstress while her husband was a farmer and a tinsmith. The couple was happy together despite their difficulties of raising 13 children and constantly faced with financial problems. As they aged together in the community of Grey Ground in the parish of Manchester, the couple lived a very ordinary life. David Samuel Charlton died from a heart attack on February 3, 1956 at age 74. Mistress Laura Maud Charlton lived for 21 years after the death of her husband. She was very involved with the Salvation Army in Jamaica. She died on February 2, 1977 from heart failure at age 90. She was buried on Sunday, February 15, 1977 at the Mandeville Public Cemetery where her husband was buried. While working as a plumber, the young Cecil Charlton saw and fell in love with a beautiful woman named Louise Georgina Wilson. Louise, a typist by profession, was 10 years older than the teenager Cecil, but he was determined to be in her life. Confident and mature from an early age, Cecil Charlton impressed Louise so much that she gave in to his courtship. Soon after, a marriage date was arranged between the plumber and the typist. Louise and Cecil Charlton got married in Kingston on October 7, 1944. Cecil Charlton was only age 19 and Louise was age 29. The couple went on to have their first child, Donald, their second child, Winsome, and their third child, Cecil Jr. Living in Mandeville, the couple was known to many throughout Manchester and other parts of Jamaica. They regularly attended church, attended important events, and host local and foreign dignitaries at their home from time to time. Cecil Charlton ensured that his 3 children received what he never got as a child: a good education. As the happy marriage progressed, so did Cecil Charlton's career ambitions. He joined political party PNP in the 1950s. He ran for councillor for the Mandeville division in the local government election, and he won. Taking his seat in the Manchester Parish Council, his super confident personality and leadership skills were soon recognized. In 1960, he became the deputy mayor at the parish council. The next year, 1961, he was elected mayor of Mandeville. At that point, Cecil Charlton's era of greatness in public service had begun. The 1960s in Mandeville, Manchester coincided perfectly with the heydays of Cecil Charlton. No doubt, he existed at the right time in the history of the town of Mandeville. He played a significant role in the identification of the right location and the funds for the construction of the Manchester Parish Library. He was later elected chairman of the Manchester Parish Library Committee in 1966. Still in the 1960s, he started a professional taxi service with a fleet of taxi cab operating in and around Mandeville. He also owned and operated Green Heights Entertainment Club. By 1969, he had already started Charles Off Betting Limited with shops in different parishes. Charles Off Betting Limited is in the bookmaker business, accepting bets and making payouts on race horses. By the 1970s, Cecil Charlton had become a proud owner of many race horses. His horses won lots of races at Caymanas Park. In 1976, Cecil Charlton was the champion race horse owner with 33 wins. Into the 1980s, Cecil Charlton was carrying many admirable titles. He became Councillor for the Mandeville Division, Mayor of Manchester, a successful businessman, Justice of the Peace, President of the Bookmaker Association, Chairman of the Manchester Parish Library Committee, and speaking of being chairman, he became the second chairman of the National Water Commission in 1981. He also served as chairman of Hargraves Memorial Hospital, chairman of Manchester Secondary School and Manchester High School. Back in the 1970s, Cecil Charlton had become a widower. His beloved wife, Louise Charlton, who had already developed diabetes, began suffering from dementia in the early 1970s. The effects of the dementia slowly rendered her incapable of managing herself and the household. In May of 1975, she developed a horrifying cough with difficulty of breathing. She was rushed to the Hargraves Memorial Hospital and was admitted. On May 27, 1975, Mistress Louise Georgina Charlton died. Her official cause of death is bronchopneumonia. She was 60 years old. Her funeral was held on June 2, 1975 at the Mandeville Parish Church. Cecil Charlton ensured the funeral procession of his wife was spectacular through the town of Mandeville, led by himself, the children, and Prime Minister Michael Manley. Cecil Charlton soon recovered from the sad loss of his wife. He fell in love with an intelligent lady named Veronica Bateman, and both got married on February 22, 1977. They had a son together who they named David Charlton. Here are some achievements and awards of Cecil Charlton. Longest serving mayor of Manchester Parish Council. He served as mayor from 1962 to 1969, 1974 to 1981 to 1985. He retired from local government politics in 1998. Received Order of Distinction in 1976. Was the champion racehorse owner in 1976 and 1977. Cecil Charlton Hall, established in his name in 1978. The Greens in the Mandeville Parade was renamed Cecil Charlton Park on July 14, 1983. Inducted in the Thoroughbred Hall of Fame in 2006. Bust erected in his honor in December 2013 inside the Cecil Charlton Park. Cecil Charlton Civil Servant Award established in his honor. The once outgoing former mayor of Mandeville aged into a sedentary life at home, supported by a huge family of children, grand and great-grandchildren. He died on the morning of Thursday, September 12, 2013, at the Hargraves Memorial Hospital in Mandeville. He was age 88.